Okay, so hardened iron. So it looks like it's a pretty linear gear treadmill. I'm a little bit disappointed in that because I think it would be really cool if you could actually like micromanage your statistics a little bit better. Easy example would be like reload speed, range, uh, you know, overall like rate of fire, damage, stagger. Like if every upgrade would increase the damage and you get a choice of a couple of things. Just like the old upgradable weapons from Darksiders 2. Because that was really satisfying. Like I don't remember how many of you guys messed around with the what were they called? I don't even remember. But effectively, there were items that you would feed other items to, and you'd be able to like level them up accordingly. And I think it would increase the damage every time you did so, but it also it would increase the damage, but it also give you like a bonus effect, and that was really cool. And I wish more games worked that way. It'd be neat if this game actually had that feature, but I doubt it. It's probably going to be mostly just gear treadmill a la, like, I wasn't going to say, it's kind of Dark Soulsian because you're upgrading it repeatedly, so it's like plus whatever. But it seems like there's a bunch of different weapons too? I don't know. Yeah, possessed weapons, that's what it is. So you forget, is this game supposed to take place during Darksiders? I don't think so, considering the enemies are roots, and the publisher is Perfect World, as opposed to THQ Nordic. Because THQ Nordic owns the IP for the Darksiders series. Actually, they own the IP, and now they own Gunfire Games as of like a couple of days ago. This game, for whatever reason, is being published by Perfect World International, which, I'm gonna be honest, was actually a bit of a turnoff for me. I'm not a big fan of PWI. They're okay, but like, they killed Runic, and that makes me kind of sad, because Runic is fantastic. Technically, we're still getting Torchlight Frontiers, and who knows if that's gonna be any good. I hope so. But like, I'm not a big fan of MMO publishers, because I feel like the culture is different around them. But I think it's just mainly because MMOs are different beasts, and everybody reacts differently to them. Let's see, wait, isn't THQ dead? Yes, and no. So THQ died a fair while ago. What was it? 2011? 2013? Somewhere in there? Yeah, this just feels really Darksiders. Well, it's because it's made by Gunfire Games, the people that made Darksiders 3 most recently. And, manned, not entirely, but at least partially by ex-Vigil employees. So, of course, it's going to feel pretty Darksiders-y. Because a lot of the same people worked on both games. Huh. What was that? Yeah, it's also post-apocalyptic world. You're running around fighting, like, kind of weird demonic things. They have a style, and they're sticking to it, and honestly, I can't fault them for it. I do really wish they go more for fantastical environments, because, like, I don't know how many of you guys saw Darksiders 2, or, like, some of the more, like, ridiculous locations in Darksiders 1 and 3, but, like, when these guys do, like, pure fantasy, they do it really, really well. And it makes me a little bit sad when I load up a new Vigil Gunfire Games whatever thing. And it's back to the old, usual post-apocalyptic Earth. It's probably just a lot easier and a lot cheaper to make games like this. But it still makes me a bit sad. Yeah, the forest seemed fantasy-like. I'm hoping that we go from post-apocalyptic Earth to super fantasy junk. But if we don't, I will be a bit sad. It was part of the reason why I had trouble with was it Grim Dawn? I really liked Grim Dawn as a game, but the setting was totally boring to me, at least initially. Absolutely solid game, though. Now, there was a way further up, yeah? Or nah? Nope, doesn't look like it. Did I take falling damage from that? I don't think I did. Haha, you can break through windows. Anything in the basketball court? Either way, this game looks amazing. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. I think my only complaint is just that the level design is fairly linear. There are secrets, yeah. But I was hoping for a little bit more. Wait, can I? Around up into this. Looks like I should be able to. Because there's platforms and stairs. But invisible wall bushes say no. Yeah, nope, can't get in there. Okay, well that's fine. Yeah, fantasy world with sci-fi guns is the ideal setting. Dude, sci-fantasy has always been my favorite genre. Mainly, I'm gonna blame Phantasy Star for this one. I absolutely loved the high-tech crossed with the, fantasy elements, magic, and so on and so forth. Another Tome of Knowledge. Okay, do we have any interesting traits, or are we still stuck on these ones? Well, I got 6 trade points. What I could do is go all in on Spirit. I'm gonna do that for the time being. Hopefully there's a way to respec. But if I can really crank up my ability use charge, I could become potentially some kind of crazy heal machine. Even if I'm not the most durable, half of my survivability comes from equipment. Keep coming into these, large areas, and I'm like, some boss is gonna, roll down and smack me, isn't it? And then it doesn't. It's just big. Huh. I gotta remember to break pallets. Doesn't really have a whole lot of useful or interesting things in it, but still gotta break them. Question. Nope. Toolbox has nothing. Yeah, pretty sure there's a way to respec. Good. Because, yeah, I'm gonna go all in on ability points until we get something more interesting. Looks like you absolutely, in any other situation, you could totally open that up and, go through. Nope. And now that I know there's supposedly secrets everywhere, I'm being paranoid. I might try harder to find them when I'm playing with Shell, because it seems like she's interested in this, which is a good thing. I really want to get Shell in on at least a couple of Souls-likes here and there. Huh. This is very old world. I guess it was 1968, so it kind of makes sense. But Souls-likes are some of my favorite games I've ever played, just because of usually it's the attention to level design and the tighter, more focused combat as opposed to really floaty spectacle fighters. And so stuff I mean, even God of War most recently, I would say fit. I guess it's less Souls-likes and more slower, more methodical action RPGs. See, Sheldon liked Outward, right? She was mixed. I think the problem with Outward was it was too big and it was too immediately punishing. This game so far is hard, but usually when you die, at best you're set back 2 minutes, 3 maybe. And that's actually, for me, pretty engaging. And
see.
As far as Souls-likes go, this is probably one of the more forgiving ones I've ever played. Obviously, I've gotten crushed and killed a couple of times at this point. And that is not always the most fun. Hit the bulb off their back. That's where the crit spot is. I wonder if there's an ability that just generates ammo, because that might not be a bad idea. I'm liking this place, though. This immediately... What the hell are you, by the way? Ow. There's my answer.
Damn it!
That thing's oil covered.
Down!
Yeah, headshots with this thing is super satisfying. I think Shell will enjoy sniping things from afar. I'll probably go frontliner and more or less just have her follow behind me, because I think that'll be good. But yeah, explosive fire pod, of course. Why not? The hell was that? Oh, there you go. This revolver is so good, though. One thing I usually have is like a giant grump against enemies in these games is I absolutely hate how tanky the enemies are. Borderlands is a good example of this for me. Like, I love Borderlands. I love the idea of Borderlands, but every time I load it up to play it, I'm immediately reminded of how unsatisfying fighting the enemies feels on anything other than solo mode. And when I play solo, I'm reminded of how much less fun it is without friends, because it's just kind of slow. And also, then if you go down, nobody's there to pick you back up again. Though obviously that doesn't always help. But in this one, like, you can just run around headshotting things, and it feels great. And, like... As far as my, like, limited opinions go on, like, gunplay and first-person shooters and third-person shooters and stuff, like, this is ticking the boxes of, like, yep, there's a couple of different fun guns to play around with. I was kind of hoping we get access to more options early, so I didn't, like, just pump all my resources into something I don't want. But at the same time, I found a gun that I really, really like, so I guess it's not so bad. Let's see, are you hyped to play Phantasy Star Online 2? Yes and no. I personally would have liked it almost as much if they had actually announced a... What the hell are you?
Hell yeah!
Okay. That thing went down. Like a sad sack.
How's that?
There we go. That was a whole bunch of loot. Yeah, so that was a summoner enemy, I think? I'm not entirely sure. Either way, putting a bunch of points into spirit has helped considerably because, oh boy, look at all the healing I get to do. Anyway, so we're gonna pop back here and go down. Anyway, so how's this game looking? I am enjoying it thoroughly. I'm sure this is gonna be one of those games. Wait, is there? Wait, no, there's totally. What? What? Oh. There's nothing down here. It's just like a weird underwater, or underpass. That is confusing. Okay. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be one of those games where I'm gonna look at the reviews in like 4 days and everybody's gonna be like, man, this sucks. And I'm gonna be like, what? I'm having a blast playing this. Yeah, it could have been an illusion wall. I guess I should have hit it with my thing. I don't know. Like I said, I'll probably try and be a lot more aggressive about finding secrets when I'm playing with Shell. Because apparently progress is not saved. Mother's Ring. Oh. Reduces incoming range damage by 15%. That's... I mean, that seems like a small value, but that's still pretty nice. Okay, we leave now. I love the fact that it actually shows you if you're going to miss. Because your reticle is behind, like, here's an example. Never mind, we've got to pay attention to Chumbus here.
Crap!
The question is... I was like, he's gonna burn to death. I don't need to kill him.
Ooh, that was rough.
Oh, was it? That was fine. But yeah, let's see if I can show this off. This feature is cool. So, see how there's a red circle showing where I'm actually aiming, even though my reticle is pointed a couple inches to the right? That, I have never seen that in a third-person shooter before, and it's such a no-brainer mechanic. Why does nobody else do that? I'm sure there's some other third-person shooters that have, but I've never seen or played anything like that. And, like, that makes all the difference when fighting in confined spaces like this. Okay. I gotta look up more often. It's probably going to save my ass. Burning guys are spooky. I wish Warframe had that feature. Yeah, it's not as big of an issue with Warframe, but I think that's just because Warframe rarely does missing come with like an immediate consequence in Warframe, just because it's so like run and gunny. But I do agree it would be a nice feature. Can I get up here? No. It looks like there'd be something up there, but sadly no. Man. This game, by the way, is exactly what I wanted that Immortal Unchained game to be. I don't know how many of you guys saw me play that. Was that last year? I think it was last summer. I had played it, and I liked the idea of it, but, like, it sucked. It sucked really bad. I don't know if the reviews got any better, but, like, it definitely was one of those, like, really disappointing... cool ideas for a Souls-like, but the execution was so bad that, like, it wasn't worth playing. Which game was Unchained again? Immortal Unchained was a third-person shooter Souls-like, kind of sci-fi, setup. I mean, organized super similarly to this. Like, they're virtually siblings as far as mechanics go. It's just one is good, and one is a trash fire. And... like, I just remember making, like, a really angry-looking red man, and then, like, getting really mad that there was, like, no ammo in the game. Whereas, like, here, there's limited ammo. I can't just go going around just, like, pew-pewing everything to death without, like, worrying about stuff. Like, I do have to pick my shots. But it's not so limited that I'm going to run out of ammo and not be able to get any ammo back because the enemies don't drop ammo. Like, that was definitely one of my biggest, like, complaints about the game is, like, hey, nothing dropped ammo ever, and it was butts. I do hope the enemy variety gets a little bit greater. This dungeon so far has been mostly just these guys. We've definitely seen, like, other enemies. Maybe those bonus dungeons are more bonus. I also hope we see some more, like, some really, like, interesting weaponry, too.
Oh, it's over.
Let's see, lore spot? I haven't seen anything that looks like a lore spot. Loot, yeah. Lore, no. Let's see. I do wish that there were, like, audio logs or something strewn about. Like, this is totally the kind of game that...
That's all you got.
This is absolutely the kind of game that needs, like, just a random audio log to listen to as you walk around. Or straight up Mark Hamill sassing you as a ghost. Like, I kind of miss sassy Mark Hamill ghosting around from Darksiders 1.
What?
Holy... Okay, I don't know where he's coming back. If he's coming back? There we go. That got a bit dicey.
It's over.
This is why the revolver works so much better for me, because I don't have to wait for a long reload time. I mean, I do, but at least I got 6 shots as opposed to 2. Oh god, kill it with fire. That definitely was a kill it with fire moment. I love those enemies, though. Like, they're spooky and they're kind of hard to work around. Especially that guy, because he just routinely, like, avoided your shots. But they're cool. Really see anything. I keep wanting to, like, move these train cars around to solve puzzles, and I keep forgetting that this is not that kind of game. Let's see, not scythes. Forget what they're called. They're called sickles, by the way. Would it be this game's version of the Pursuer? Kind of, sort of. The Pursuer is definitely a lot harder, though. Like, these guys go down in a couple of hits. You just gotta figure out the trick to actually hurting them. I'm learning. And honestly... I don't even have to... kill these guys with guns half the time anymore. Just because... gotta alleviate the ammo just a little bit. I'm getting a lot of these, like, oilskin tonics and stuff. I'm never gonna use them. I apologize. I'm terrible about consumable items, and I only ever use them if I absolutely need to. Or if it's, like, a bandage or an antidote. I will use those. Well, this is inherently a problem. Wow. I wonder if I can climb over things like that. Probably can. I love that their arm stretches out when they do that. I'm gonna shoot your rooty little dick off. Oh, ow. Well, note to self, taunt enemies later. Kill first. That was most definitely a hoisted by my own petard moment. How much is this game? 40 bucks. So far, very much feels like that's a worthwhile price for it. I don't know how long it is, but the mechanics are fairly solid. The story is pretty light currently. But more or less you run around shooting shit. Grabbing loot, upgrading your bits, fighting some bosses. exploring whatever the hell is going on. I love the overgrown look. They're mastering this. Whoops. Actually, let's back off a bit. Come on. I haven't used one of these things yet, and I really want to. Nope. Premature. Mainly the AoE on it is way smaller than I was hoping for.
And stay down.
But yeah, I appreciate that this is... Ow. I thought I was out of range.
In trouble.
That went bad. I'm stuck on a train car, aren't I? Yep. I do wish the train cars were reflected on the map or something. Or, like, you were mildly warned about that? I don't know. Okay, so that hurt. Yeah, I did not mean to melee him. The problem is I'm trying to hip fire, because I still have the aiming reticle, but there's no hip fire in the game. Like, you have to go into iron sights mode to shoot. At least as far as I can tell. And that keeps throwing me off repeatedly. I'm also losing my voice a bit. I guess it makes sense. I have been recording quite a fair bit over the past couple days. Okay, so do I go down? Do I stay up? Actually, shoot that guy and then we run back. Oh good, we've got more ammo. I think I headshot the guy in the back there. Yeah, aim a little bit to the over the right, I guess their left shoulder instead. Okay, do we got anybody else lurking up there? I'm learning. I'm just learning kind of slow. That looks like one. I don't see any others, though. That is cool that they just hang out up above, though. And so if you're actually paying attention, you can pick them out. Okay. Yep, there's another one.
How's that?
There we go.
You bastard.
Ow. Oh, this is an oily boy. Ow.
He's down.
That is a screamer.
That's all you got.
Got him. Okay.
Damn it.
And we're back up to full health. Gotta like this healing ability. I'm glad I went ex-cultist.
Bastard.
Though, admittedly, I could get that ability pretty quick. But yeah, screamers are spooky. I do appreciate that they're bringing a lot of Left 4 Dead-ish things in here. Because we have a charger, and we have a screamer so far. A couple of different kind of alternate types of screamers, but still. Let's see. Nope. Sometimes a hit. Sometimes critical miss. Ow. Okay, so far so good. But yeah, I'm actually getting not exactly a, it's not exactly a Left 4 Dead vibe from this, but it has a number of, like, similar vibey feels to it. You know, the relatively close encounters, oftentimes you have to, like, kind of kite back and around. I'm not getting swarmed as much, but that's probably for the best. But I do appreciate that it's got, like, RPG mechanics and a linear story. I guess Left 4 Dead kind of did, but I never felt particularly possessed with the desire to say...
What
is this? Oh, long gun ammo. Yeah. I never really felt the desire to play Left 4 Dead more than, like, once per level, and then I'd be like, alright, I'm pretty much done with this game forever. And I pretty much haven't gone back unless, like, a friend was like, hey, you want to play Left 4 Dead? And I'm like, sure, I guess. That's about it. Let's see. A ways off of using my healing ability again. Oh, crate. I'm not seeing it. Let's see where I fell down. Here? Because there's most definitely a burning barrel on the south edge of the map. Oh, that thing. Yeah, that's entirely fair. Anything else here? Being thorough is important. Okay. It's mostly scrap and iron, but luckily those two things are quite helpful. And maybe not worth it. I don't know. I'd say 100 scrap is kind of worth it. Admittedly, I've got like 3,000 at this point and a fair bit of iron sitting around, but I'm sure if I want to bring any other weapon up to snuff, I'm going to need similar amounts. Okay, anything interesting? Doesn't look like it. Alright. Okay, Dragonlings. Harsgard was the first to speak with the dragon. He didn't tell us, though, until it was too late. Okay, that's some interesting lore. Oh, I did take falling damage. Oh, yeah, dang, I did. Well, it's fine. We got a checkpoint up ahead soon anyway. Office space or lease. City Hall, Stadium, Museum, downtown. I like subway maps. They're kind of pretty. I'm trying to decide if I know any of these things. I don't. Ooh. That looks like a boss. He's going to be on the other side of that thing. I can pretty much guarantee there's a boss in there. Also the fog door. I like these crystals. They look cool. Like, they were modeled well. Okay, so let's go back to Ward 13. And let's upgrade my bits. As many bits as I can upgrade. Probably armor. Maybe the shotgun? I'm not sure. No. It's interesting playing this game, because it's a remix of, like, a lot of mechanics that I know and am familiar with. But at the same time, it's got...
Oh, traveler.
It combines them in a very satisfying way.
Let's see what I've got.
Let's see. So, oh! He sells the other things, so we can get the shotgun, the hunting rifle, scrap hammer, and the scrap sword. If I wanted to buy them. So, shotgun has pretty good damage. The ideal range is only a bit shorter than my current gun, and the magazine size is considerably larger. Hunting rifle, magazine's a little bit larger, damage is considerably less, but the range is great. There's also a hammer. I'm not sure if I care as much about the hammer, but let's buy the shotgun. Because, yeah, let's look at this. Yeah, my problem with the coach gun, it fires 2.5 shots per second. The problem is, you effectively just fire both shots in 1 second, then you have to wait for it to reload. Might want to go for the shotgun here. It's R for advanced attributes. It's these things. So these are my current stats. I guess for starters, what can I buy armor-wise? Oh, so we can also get the hunter pants, hunter shroud, trench coat, scrapper body plate, scrapper helmet. Oh, there's also sets. So extra weak spot damage. That's interesting. Extra mod power on crits. So I'm pretty happy with the blood pact that I've got rolling. Okay, I'm out of iron. Should probably go buy some more iron. Because I think headshots also count as crits. I hope. But yeah, Wander denied Bap time. I might try Bap time when I'm playing with Shell. Like, I'll probably experiment with other weapons. But right now I want to play it safe, since I'm playing solo. And it's kind of hard. Okay, so that's only so much iron. I'd like to probably keep upgrading my armor.
Anything
Maybe.
you need? What do you need?
Okay. So, we could upgrade the coach gun. Shotgun adds 13 damage per upgrade. That's actually pretty good.